X-Men Apocalypse is bigger than itself by attempting to up the scales of Days of Future Past, and trying to be the biggest and best X-Men yet, and ultimately fails at all of these things. I'm sorry, but if you were to ask me what I thought about X-Men, I would give you a very solid meh. Its main flaws are that there is no main character or protagonist to follow and root for, as well as the unexplained events and story plots. You're basically following around several different groups of people, so there's nobody really to root for. I felt that the writing was very lazy. There were a lot of plot holes and a lot of very unexplained events that kind of just didn't make sense. There's also no eminent feeling of threat. The whole premise and plan of Apocalypse and what he's trying to achieve also doesn't really make sense. Not to mention that we only basically see mutants in the movie, and we don't see any civilians really in danger. The world feels kind of empty. The first act of the movie is also extremely boring. Not to mention that Mystique leading the X-Men is complete bogus. Now before you start calling me a negative Nancy and that I'm just trashing the film, here's what I did like. Underneath all of the rubble, there is a very interesting story regarding Magneto. In fact, Magneto is the only character that even gets a main story act and has actual character development. As a viewer, I was able to experience Magneto's pain and suffering at a level that I have never yet felt before in an X-Men movie. I mean, it was powerful. The second act of the movie really feels like an X-Men movie. It's got some awesome action. The characters are working together. It was pretty exciting to see all the young actors come together and grow into their characters, such as Jean, Cyclops, Storm, and Nightcrawler. There's also quite a few comic book Easter eggs to look for if you're a big fan of the comics. Overall, X-Men Apocalypse is just okay. The bottom line is that if you like the X-Men movies, you should at least go see it to experience this part of the story. Otherwise, if you're into the Marvel Studios movies, I would say sit this one out and rent it later. Thanks for watching, guys. What did you guys think? Throw it down in the comments box below, and I'll see you next Friday.